Howdy folks, I'm Doctor McFarland. I'm using the Brio camera as my main camera tonight, and then I'm using the Canon M50 as the guitar shot camera. Just changing it up a little bit. I'm also using the SSL12 interface from Solid State Logic, and this is acting as my Livestream hub. And if I go here, what's gonna happen here? I need to, first of all, this is all messed up. There we go. So you can see my the SSL 360 application. This is what is controlling the SSL 12 and how I'm able to live stream. But apart from that, if you can't route your audio to USB 1 and 2, then you need a third-party software, which I learned about from the RME community. And this is called AudioCast. So you can see I have the SSL12 set as my input. And the loopback channel is the most important thing here. So what's really cool about SSL12 is the loopback source can be really all kinds of stuff. It can be the playback 1 and 2, which is playback returns from your computer or software, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. So you got those 4 stereo outputs or playback outputs, or returns, I guess, as you should call them. Then there's the monitor bus, and then line 3 and 4, which is a separate output from the main speaker outputs. Then we have headphone A and headphone B. So in order for me to actually hear in real time what you should be hearing on the live stream, I've actually chosen headphone A, and then I've selected follow mix 1 and 2 as my headphone mix. Otherwise, I have to use these little green knobs pretty much as sends or aux sends to make a headphone mix that would be separate from wherever the faders are moved. But in order for me to hear what you're hearing, which is often an issue with using the Total Mix software from RME, because I have to be able to mix the certain live stream sound and then make sure I'm hearing the same thing in my headphones. Otherwise, I'm not catching any issues like, hey, why are you not hearing the background music while I'm hearing it in my headphones? That kind of just weird stuff. So I have to be able to hear exactly what you're hearing on the stream here in the studio. So I was using the PreSonus Studio Live Series 3 mixer for that, and it worked out really, really good. And in certain aspects, I probably should have kept it, but I just didn't. It's a really big mixer, and it takes up the whole entire desk area here on top. And that's all well and good and stuff, but let's see if I can change my my look here. I can go to a square. Ooh, hey, I'm a square now. Go classic, go wide. Yeah, we'll go back to round. So with all that said, there's many, many ways to skin a cat, which not like I've ever done it, but if you ever have, I'm sure you know. So when it comes to recording and or live streaming, most recording interfaces or most audio interfaces nowadays have the ability to have some kind of loopback. And if that's true, then that loopback channel has a certain number attached to it. And then that's what you go into AudioCast, and you assign this to 7 and 8, which is what the loopback channel of the SSL12 is set to. There's no other number it could be. It's just 7 and 8. And then my main output is black hole. I could probably make this 2 channel, but I just made it 16 channel. So that's the black hole software that just kind of runs in the background. There's really no interface you use for that, I don't think. No, it's just AudioCast and black hole. Some people have used, we'll have other people used in the past. Soundflower, that's a very early adopter of some kind of loopback system on your computer, whether you're on Windows or Mac. And then there's also, I don't remember the name of it, but anyway, there's all kinds of stuff out there you can use for live streaming. So if you haven't gotten to live streaming yet, you may want to get an interface if you don't already have one. And I'm actually using Ecamm Live. I've tried all kinds of other free-ish options in the past, and Ecamm is definitely the most consistent. I can get, and I've learned a lot from watching Aaron Short Music, his YouTube channel. He goes live every Monday, and shout out to Aaron Short there. And he does a really good job at live streaming, and it's a consistent, time every week. He has a consistent look with the camera and all that stuff. My cameras kind of switch around here and there, but like for instance, if I go back to here, that's not what I want. If I go out to here, I actually have shortcuts for these. So this is C and W. C and W. So if I press those on my keyboard, so here's W, maybe. There's W, and there is C. So as long as I keep my Ecamm in focus, I can swap back and forth between that. So y'all come on in. Let me know your name, where you're from. Let me know how your holidays have been going so far. Hopefully you haven't gotten sick, either you or your family. I know the flu is going around. Nasal congestion is going around. My family got hit a little bit, not too crazy. Sore throats, hurting, ears, stuff like that. But we haven't had any COVID or anything. No nasal headaches of any kind. I've actually been fairly healthy, except for about a month ago I had some nasal congestion type stuff. But that's just the way it is. So tonight I'm playing the Kiesel A7X, which means it's an A2 body style, and it's a 7-string, and it sounds really good. So alright, so let's play a little game here. I want you to try to guess what modeler I'm playing through. And if you looked at the I probably gave it away, but if you look at the name of this live stream, you might know. I'm actually gonna, let me tune again real fast. This thing has a really good strobe tuner on it. So we'll talk about this device a little bit. And maybe some other options out there for you guys looking for an all-in-one modeler solution. The all-in-one modeler solution. So I'm going to go till about 9 o'clock tonight. I got this week off of work. I'm going to try and hang out with the family and the wife as much as I can. Before next week, I'm going to start going full bore again, making videos. I am starting the Headrush tonal analysis course, which is me essentially picking a band and or songs from a band or a catalog of songs and recreating those tones on the Headrush devices. That could be a pedal board, a gig board, MX5, Core, or Prime. It doesn't matter what you have on the Headrush. I'm going to be recreating those tones. Now, for people that do not have a Headrush, this is an interesting kind of concept because I'm building rigs on a device that you may not have, but the concepts and thought processes behind how I choose those amps, cabs, microphones, distortion, overdrive boxes, whatever settings I choose to recreate that sound, you can kind of take that and run with it. So it will be called tonal analysis just generically. And I may go into other devices as well, other than the Headrush. But at first I'll be using the Headrush as my platform to recreate these tones. And then I will probably more than likely go to the other units I have and make a small little preset / rig, depending on what device they call it. On the Kemper and the Headrush, they call them rigs. But on Fractal, ToneMaster Pro, and Helix, they call them presets. But at the end of the day, it's really all the same thing. A preset is a rig, and a rig is a preset. It just means it's a set core of parameters or effects blocks that has a certain amp, a certain cab, any number of overdrives, any number of delays, reverbs, or modulation effects in whatever order that you want. And then when you switch from that preset to another preset or rig to another rig, you can have a totally different setup. You can have a different amp, a different cab, different overdrives, different reverbs and delays, and different settings of those effects parameters. And then from there, you can put those into a set list. And now you have a way to access all the tones that you would normally use either in a recording situation or a live gig, whether you're in an original band or a cover band, or maybe you're in a corporate band that plays like dinner parties and weddings. I don't know what you do, but So the concepts apply across the board to all units. But at first I will be using the Headrush. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned till probably the first or second week of January. I'm going to sit down probably over the weekend, shoot as much footage as I can, edit that, and then go ahead and upload it to the website. And the reason why this will not be available on YouTube, even though I probably will make some little preview clips of like, hey, this week I'm going over More Than a Feeling by Boston, or Peace of Mind by Boston, or some Boston song, right? Or it could be Uptown Funk by Bruno Mars, or it could be a Megadeth song, or a Metallica song, or Shaka Khan. I mean, you name it. I'm going to be covering as many songs over the course of my lifetime as I can. And for each video that goes up onto the website, it's just another way for me to help educate and guide musicians into being a more confident musician. So that way they can start training their ears to help determine or help just listen for little nuances in the music that they listen to every day, and trying to say, okay, this is a clean tone, this is a crunch tone, this is a lead tone, this has a dotted eighth style delay, this has a chord note delay, this has a shimmer reverb, this has a tremolo sound, this has a phaser. Was that phaser before the amp or after the amp? Stuff like that. So just being able to dissect in doctor's terms, because I am Doctor McFarland, I get surgical with audio. So we're dissecting. That's actually a really good name for the course as well. But I like tonal analysis. That works for me because we're analyzing the tones. But we are essentially dissecting the songs and trying to determine, okay, how was it recorded? And then how can we recreate that recorded tone? Or do we just want to try to have our own little version of the guitar tone that we think it would sound like either here in the room or maybe at a local venue that you play at? Because a lot of times recorded guitar tone, there's a lot of mixing involved. You gotta fit it into what the drums and the bass are doing. So if you were to isolate that guitar sound all by itself, it probably wouldn't sound all that great. Honestly, you would really have to go out of your way to make it sound pretty bad. And that's the cool thing about these modelers these days. You just turn them on and pick an amp in a cab, and it already sounds pretty good. So there's really not a whole lot you have to do. It's just a matter of, determining if it's a clean, crunch, or lead sound, and then sprinkle in the effects accordingly that you think it needs. So that's what we will be doing first thing in January. It's been a long time coming. It's just a matter of me working through some things, getting my setup right up here in the studio, and getting the lighting right and getting all the stuff figured out. And so it's going to be fun. Andrew Collins is in the house, and he says it is a Kemper. Do. That's right. I gave it away in the title of the live stream, not thinking of the question I was asking. It's like, okay, what do you think this modeler is? And it's already in the name. So now what's cool about the Kemper and the headrush core, you can also do this on the Quad Cortex, but I don't have the Quad Cortex anymore. I just don't feel like the form factor is what I want in a modeler. I think it's a little too small. The foot switches are too close together. But what I can do with the Kemper and the headrush core is do cloning or profiling. So I can take any sound I have in the studio, whether that's a plug-in or another device, and essentially capture that sound on another unit, and then carry that sound with me wherever I go. So if I like certain amps on the Helix, I can clone or profile those amps, which I already have a few of those. I noticed somebody just now on my website bought a inspired by Kemper profile pack. It's really not a pack. It's just an ongoing thing. Every time I make a new profile, I just add it to the website. So if you pay that one-time $20 fee to access the inspired by Kemper rigs, I guess you call them rigs, then every time I make new Kemper profiles, you get the latest update. Same goes for the headrush clones. Somebody bought that yesterday, and I appreciate everybody who goes to the website and purchases something. That helps me to know that you are going to the website and that you're interested in what I do here online, whether that's the free stuff I do here on YouTube or any of the instructional things I do on my website. So every little bit helps, and it does go to help pay for, guitars and new lighting and cameras and whatever else. So, I need a new guitar. I actually need one I need a back. I'm ruining this joke. I need a new guitar like I need a hole in my head. But yeah, I could just keep on buying them. So. So the profiles I'm using now on the Kemper, this is in a performance, and it's called Doc Ignator. So the Ignator amp is a profile pack. It actually came with a collection of profiles from Bert Mulindik. I can't even say his name, but he's like German or something. Polish, I don't know. But anyway, he had all kinds of great profiles, and they were relatively cheap. So I actually picked a clean sound that I felt sounded pretty good. Then I added in some compression. I kind of tweaked the high and low frequencies a little bit, and just has a nice thick sound. I could use the morph switch, which I have not set up on this one, but I could kick in the pure boost. Right, and the pure boost is really just pushing more volume into the front end of the amp, which makes it overdrive more. So you're really not getting a volume boost, but you are getting a gain, more gain and saturation from the amp. Okay, I know you can't see any of this, but going over to preset 2, and let me turn up the noise gate there. Okay, that is the, it's just the crunch channel on the Ignitor amplifier. This sounds really good. And I'll go ahead and save that since I changed the gate setting. And then sound 3 is my my distortion lead sound. Yeah. And then sound number 5 is my swell patch. So this has a auto volume echo, a delay, a shimmery type of reverb, which I could probably go in and make the mix of that a little bit more. Something like that. And whenever I make changes, I just hit store and then store, and it saves everything. And as you can hear, I have a nice everything spills over seamlessly. There's no gap at all between rig switching, which is great. Not all units can say that. And if they do, they take away some functionality. Like on the Helix, you can have gapless switching between presets, but you have to use up one of the cores to do that. So then you're only left with one string of like 8 or 9 effect blocks in a preset or per preset. Fractal is well on their way to having gapless switching on all the units. It's only on the Axe-Fx 3 right now. But hopefully very, very soon, maybe by the first quarter of next year, January through March of some sort, they'll have brought the gapless switching to the FM9 and FM3, which I actually have an FM3 being delivered probably Thursday or Friday of this week. My plan is to sell off the Axe-Fx rack, which is great. It's a very cool unit. But I feel like the FM3 will give me everything I need. And then with the inclusion of the FC12 foot switch, I can then use that to switch things up on the FM3. So essentially the FM3 would be like the all-in-one unit. The and then the FC12 will be the foot controller I can use for the FM3 to just access more things at once and not have to be limited by the 3 switches. And then when I'm transporting it around, I can actually use the Headrush backpack. The FM3 will fit in the small cavity, then the FC12 will fit in the larger cavity. And it'll just be a nice little way to have the fractal tones. And I can have a small version, then I can have a bigger version by adding the FC12. I'll probably get some kind of expression pedal here very soon for the fractal stuff. And that will set me up this next year to do fractal videos, Kemper videos, Helix videos, Headrush videos, and then Tonemaster Pro videos. And if I can't, use that kind of stuff for content creation, then I'm doing something wrong. So I will have definitely a lot of options for video making this next year. And that means a lot more courses on the website where I can teach you further on how to use these devices and also how to make tones of your favorite bands or just teach you how to make tones in general. So it's going to be good. Andrew Collins says, do you still have your Helix and the Tonemaster Pro? Well, yes, I do. I have not sold any of them. I'm just adding to the arsenal here. So now that sound right there, it's just a good clean sound, right? I can get the exact same sound on all the other units. So why have a Kemper if I can just get that sound on something else, right? Well, the Kemper has a slightly different workflow. It has a different layout as far as the foot switches and what you can access at one time. It has a always on tuner. It has a always available tap tempo. It has a always available bank up and down. You have performance mode, which gives you 5 rigs per performance. And you also have morph functions for each one of those rigs. So you can go from switch 1 to your core sound and then hit switch 1 again. The morph into more delay, more gain, more reverb, more something, or less of something if that's what you want. And then per those 5 rigs, you have switches to assign your stomp boxes, really up to 8 stomp boxes if you want, throughout the switches. So it's just a different workflow, a different way of thinking, and I like this. I like the sounds that I'm getting out of it right now. It does sound really good. The Burt Muhlendick stuff is really good. I have all the Tone Junkie, not all, but I have the Fender collection. I have the Dumble collection. So that's kind of fun to play with. Yesterday, as a way of support for Tone Wars, I bought some Kemper profiles from Tone Wars. Jared is his name, and those turned out really good. They sound really great. So I was happy to support him. Just like many of you have gone to my website and supported me over the last year or 2 or 3 since I've had my website up and products available to purchase. I appreciate everyone who purchases anything from my website, and so therefore I give back to somebody else who has worked hard and spent countless hours creating Kemper profiles, Helix presets. Everybody out there that does work as far as creating presets for guys that really don't want to spend the time making it on their own. They just want to buy stuff, load it in, and go out and play a gig. And that's perfectly fine if you're that kind of guy. I'm kind of both ways. I can make rigs or presets for you, but I also like to teach you how to make them yourself. So that way, if you teach a man to fish, you'll never go hungry again, right? Something like that. So I don't even know what key I'm playing in anymore. Randy Upchurch is in the house. The holidays have been wonderful. We are all still alive and kicking. So it's all good. Andrew Collins says, I just purchased a Fender Player Strat from Sweetwater HSS. Nice. I had the black Gilmore-ish Fender Player Strat when I was working at Guitar Center. I actually have a video up on my channel. It's actually the most viewed video I have on the channel. I have no idea why that it blew up like it did, but actually let me go to my YouTube channel here. And let me look at my videos. Let's see. I'm going to go to my channel and look at my videos. And we're going to go to the most popular. So, should you buy a Fender Player Series Strat? Let me show you this here. Should you buy a Fender Player Series Strat? 3 years ago, 132,000 views. Now, for a lot of people, that's like, yeah, that's pretty good, Nate Dogg, but that's not. You're not no Rhett Scholl or no. Rick Beato or Mary Spender or just any, no, name anybody that is even remotely bigger than I am on YouTube, and 132,000 views. Some people get that in like an hour, and it took me 3 years to get that. So I'm definitely not. I'm not winning in the most views in the world category, but what I am doing is I hope to provide education, entertainment, knowledge about guitar gear or just gear in general. So that way, as you go out and play with your friends in the garage, or go out and play your local bars and clubs, or maybe you're playing stadiums, or maybe you're going into a recording studio and you need to know the best way to set up your gear to get awesome tones for the song you're working on. If I can help one person today, then that's all that I really need out of life. I don't need all the views and all the subscribers and all that. So, I mean, I appreciate all the views and subscribers I have. Looks like I have about 933 videos. I will definitely surpass 1,000 videos this next year. I should be doing about 4 or 5 videos a month. That should get me to 1,000 videos by the end of next year, unless I just start cranking out even more. But for every video that you see on YouTube, I'm doing even more videos on my website behind that paywall. Well, just basically in the form of products. So I need to be updating the Headrush tone sculpting series, showing off all the new amps and overdrives and different effects. I'm going to be doing ultimate guides for all the other units that I have. So that way, if you want to get the quintessential guide to how to use a Kemper, well, you can probably pay for that product here very soon. Probably, like I said, probably going to be available the first quarter of this next year. I'm going to do one on the Kemper, on the Fractal, on the Helix, on the Toemaster Pro, and those will all be products that will not only you can buy separately, but that also adds the value to my Ultimate Access bundle, which is about $499, or it's about $500. If you want to buy everything on my website, it's $500 ish. But the more products I add to the website, that $500 keeps looking pretty good. So if you want to buy everything, then I'm just going to keep cranking out more products to make that Ultimate Access bundle even more enticing to those people that want to spend the money. And if you have like PayPal credit, you can just put it on your PayPal credit card and then pay it off over the next 6 months. So think of it like you're taking private lessons from me, and you would be going out to a guitar store or a private instructor in your own hometown anyways, and probably spending $20 to $25 per lesson. And after a month, you've already spent $80 to $100 just on lessons. So buying something from my website that's about $500 is the equivalent of, 5 to 6 months worth of lessons anyway. And the great thing is you get all that access for life. It's a one-time payment. You never pay anything else, and everything I add to the website, you get instant access to, whenever I upload it. So that's the benefit of buying products from my website. It's just a one-time payment, and you get everything else for free. So anyway, enough of the commercial. I'm going to go back to this one here. Let me go back here. Randy asked, have you ever checked out a Fender Powerhouse Strat? It's like a made in Mexico Clapton Strat. That sounds cool. That sounds really cool. I am honestly in a Kiesel kick right now. I'm currently on the builder specking out one more guitar for the year And that's going to allow me to have the Les Paul style guitar and a Tele style guitar, a Strat style guitar, but kind of in the Kiesel vein. And they're all stainless steel frets. They're all high quality woods, titanium steel, truss rods. I mean, just super customized guitars. And yeah, you do pay a pretty good price for them, but these things will last literally forever. I can play a D chord on this guitar till the cows come home, and those frets will just never wear out because of the stainless steel. And I don't have to worry about fret dresses anymore. Don't have to worry about refretting every couple of years because I play on those G, C, and D chords all the time. And that is what I'm choosing to invest my money in right now. Just really nice instruments that I can literally keep the rest of my life. And really, unless I just really catch a bug for more guitars, I really don't need to be buying any more guitars. I'll have literally everything I need. I have my metal style guitar, you know, like the A2 thing, 7 strings, multi-scales, 6-string guitars, more of a classic type specs. It's going to be cool. It's going to be a really cool future investing in these instruments and then just wearing them out, use them in all the videos and all that stuff. So I do want to say thank you for the recent people, the people that recently have used my affiliate links for Sweetwater and Amazon. Somebody bought a Headrush Core the other day, which is great. I get a pretty good commission from that. And somebody bought like a $2,000 Victory amplifier, which is still pending. I'm getting a good commission from that. So if you're going to buy something through Sweetwater or Amazon anyways, then click through my link in any of the videos I have on YouTube and just go ahead, add those items to your cart and check out, and then I'll get a small commission from that. And it's a very easy way for you to just help support what I do here online at no extra cost to you. So let's go ahead and finish this up with a backing track. And let me go to my Podia site. I got a few more backing tracks I needed to make before the end of the year to finish up my my backing tracks course, Doctor's Prescribed Backing Tracks. I need to change the name of this. Let me go ahead and edit this. This needs to say 2023 on it. This is going to be 2023. And done. Wait, stay on page. Details. All right, there we go. And then we'll go to view product and we'll say I'm in October now. I did a blues rock groove the other day, so let's see what I can do with this. Let's see what I can do with this one. Let me find my 360 software. we go, folks. There is the October 20th blues rock key of a major 110 BPM. So my goal going forward this next year is to do one pop song, one blues song, one acoustic-y kind of groovy thing, and then like some kind of hard rock metal type song. And that should cover me for a good format going forward. And I can even get ahead of the game a few months. If I'm going to sit down to do a blues thing, I can just probably knock out 3 or 4 at one sitting, and then go ahead and schedule them out for the next few months. That way I don't get behind like I am doing right now. I'm currently having to catch up on the month of November and December, but I'll get that done this week. And if it takes me a little bit into January, it's not a big deal. But I'll get all 52 backing tracks completed. So that way anybody who buys the Doctor's Prescribed backing tracks for 2023, which I can show you here, this will give you a backing track once a week, pretty much on Friday, for every Friday of the month, or of the year. Sorry, of the year. So I got a few more in October, then fill up November and December, and then we'll be done for this year, 2023. So thanks everyone for watching. I'm going to go hang out and watch a movie with the wife, because doggone it, she deserves it. And yes, the sound hole sniffer. Now, this guitar has a nice scent to it. It really does. But, you know, this is not the same as an acoustic guitar. Not the same. Curtis Chavez. I believe that's man with beard, never go hungry. Man with mustache, have no secrets. Yeah, why not? Why not? Which one is the best? Man, kind of what I explained earlier in the stream is you can get great tones out of literally all the Marlers out on the market today. It's just a matter of workflow and how you like to interact with your device. If you're like a touchscreen, then you're going to get a Headrush, a Quad Cortex, or a Toemaster Pro. If you don't mind turning knobs and pushing little joysticks and stuff, then get a Fractal, get a Helix. The Kemper has a little bit of that push button kind of thing from the 1970s. What else is out there? That's really all the main ones. I mean, honestly, Headrush gets left out a lot. Out of all the head-to-head, videos, Headrush is just never in there. I don't know why. I feel like Headrush is sounds just as good as anything else out there. You can get great clean tones, great overdrive, distortion, whatever you want. Now, the Headrush does lack just a very tiny amount in the more the ambient, shimmery type stuff. It does have shimmer sounds, but I don't think it's as good as what a Kemper can do, as what a Fractal or even the new Toemaster Pro can do. I'm sure Quad Cortex has good stuff as well as far as reverbs. I know they do. I just hadn't messed with it, and I sold mine off earlier this year, maybe like in March or so, February or March. So I don't know what is up to date on the Quad Cortex these days, but I will not be buying a Quad Cortex. It's just not the form factor that I prefer. Some of the little quirks of how you save different things and get around on the screen, it's just not my ideal way of doing it. So I didn't feel like it was for me, and plus the size and the layout of the foot switches, I just didn't like for my personal taste. So Oh no. Yeah, man. Here lately, I've been sitting and watching full 1.5 hour footage of like different Killers, the Killers live concerts from like different festivals and stuff. I don't know what you think about the Killers, but they're one of my top 5 bands of all time. I really like the Killers. U2. I mean, everyone says U2, but I mean, it's kind of become cliche these days to say U2 is so great. I mean, they are really, really good. They've done a lot in their career, but Killers, man, the Killers are just right up there with as far as lyrics, melody, the way Brandon Flowers delivers his vocal is very, very unique. The vocal effects he has with that short slapback delay, a little bit of grit going on his voice. The way he's almost out of tune, but yet he's in tune. It's just, nobody sings like him. And it's just magical to listen to and watch, really, him command the stage. The backing band, they switch out the main guitar player and bass player for backup people nowadays, because those two guys don't want to tour full time. And the Killers backup band, their secondary guitar player and an alternate guitar player in the background, the keys player. He was actually a child actor in The Sandlot, which is kind of cool. If you need to go research the keyboard player in the Killers, he was in the movie The Sandlot. I'm sure he's done other acting as well. And then the female vocalists, goodness gracious, they're just always spot on. I mean, these are truly professional musicians, and it's just a joy to sit there and watch a full concert and just no mistakes at all. Everybody's punching, firing at all cylinders, and wow, really, really good. So if you haven't gotten to the Killers yet, highly suggest the Killers. All albums are amazing. Just go start at Hot Fuss and just go all the way through, and you will not be disappointed. I promise. I promise. Uh-oh. Aaron Short says the QC is too slow. I don't know what that means, but try any amps and plugins that really flicked your bick. Yeah, man. Let me show you real fast. And I do gotta go. I got to go watch a movie. McFarland's Suite is really, 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 really good. Let me mute this here. We gotta back up. Actually, let me do this thing. There we go. Okay. Switching over. So here's the McFarland Suite, and this is by Polychrome DSP. Honestly, this is a great plugin. If all you do is sit at a computer and just play guitar with your cable just plugged into your interface, just get this one plugin. It's currently 50% off, so that makes it about $76. And this is really, really, really good. I mean, you just go in, all kinds of factory presets from like shred, low gain, cleans, acoustic. There's reverbs and delays, 3 different types of each. Chorus and compression. You can use an expression pedal to control the wall. Also has an auto wall setting on there, which is really cool. Synthesizer octave, and also a phaser. No tremolos or anything yet. But and also they got EQ. They got different IR presets for each channel. You can do lows and high cuts, add air and resonance. And then you got 4 different types of overdrive pedals or distortion pedals. So if you can't make music with this plugin, then I have no sympathy for you. I made a lot of backing tracks this year with this plugin, and if you like those guitar tones, then you'll love this plugin. But that's another thing I'm going to do with these backing tracks is I'm going to feature the modeler or plugin that I'm actually using on the song. So I'll include that in the thumbnail, probably in the preview little snippets I put on YouTube, so you can see what gear I'm using to make these tracks, and hopefully that will inspire you to either go download or go purchase the backing tracks course, or actually go download some of the other courses that I will have on the devices itself, so you can learn how to better use and utilize these devices. So with all that said, I love me a good auto swell. It just sounds really good. Yes, Aaron, it is the Kemper. Kemper for life. Should probably move this up here, then move that over there. That'll work. All right, guys, stay tuned for more music here at the end of 2023 and on into 2024. A lot more courses that's going to be available on the website. And like I said before, educating, inspiring, sharing knowledge, building a community of confident musicians. And we'll see you guys in 2024. So thanks for watching. I am Dr. McFarland. I'll see you in the next video. Keep rocking.